do you do when she actually returns? Not when she simply likes your post. Not when she views your story after weeks of silence. But when the woman who once walked away wants to re-enter your life fully, intentionally, and perhaps even with emotion. That's exactly what we're diving into right now. How to handle it when a woman comes back after walking away. Because far too many men fall into one of two emotional traps. They either welcome her back with open arms or slam the door shut completely. Both are reactions rooted in emotion, not strength. Welcome to Anonymous Achiever, where we deal with reality, not fantasy. This isn't about revenge. It's not about mind games. It's about gaining clarity, holding strength, and truly understanding what her return actually represents. Here's the truth. Most of the time when a woman returns, it's not because she suddenly realized some profound, undying love for you. That's just a Hollywood fairy tale. More often than not, she's coming back because of emotion, disappointment, or strategy. And if you fail to see that clearly, you risk falling right back into the same dynamic that caused the breakup in the first place. But here's where the tables turn. Because now, you hold the leverage. The man who was once left behind now has the power. The only question is, will you act like someone who's grown or someone still clinging to what he lost? This is your playbook. We're going to walk through what to observe, how to respond, and how to move with values so that she sees you're no longer the man she walked away from. Let's start here. She likely came back because something else didn't work out. It's a tough truth, but usually the most accurate one. When a woman leaves and then resurfaces, she's rarely returning from a position of strength. She's coming back because something in her new plan fell apart. Maybe she had someone else lined up. Maybe she chased a new high, believed she could do better, or just wanted more attention. But out there, reality struck. The new guy didn't commit. The thrill fizzled. The excitement wore off. And now she's looking back. Not because she's realized your worth, but because the thing she left for didn't work out. Here's where many men slip up. They confuse her return with love. They assume she missed them. But in truth, what she really missed might have been the comfort, the safety, the support. Think of it this way. She pulls back, asks for space, says she needs time. Then it ends abruptly, cold. And shortly after, you learn there was someone else involved. Weeks later, she texts, "Hey, just wanted to see how you've been." That jolt of emotion you feel? It's real, but also dangerous, because if things had worked out with that other guy, that message never would have come. Now, you're the fallback, the safe option, and you need to frame it that way. This isn't a romantic epiphany. It's a failed plan, a recalibration. And if you fail to see that for what it is, you'll be pulled right back into the same cycle. Does that make her a bad person? Not necessarily. But it does mean that her motives probably aren't rooted in pure love. They may come from uncertainty, disappointment, or even regret. And if you accept her without hesitation, without any standards, she'll lose respect for you all over again. So rule number 1, do not treat her return as a reward. Sometimes it's just a retreat. A step back, not a step toward you. Recognize that. Stay grounded. Don't let emotions script the next chapter. She may have come back, but that doesn't mean she's earned her place again. Second, she might be missing the control, not you. When she comes back, it isn't always because she genuinely misses you. Sometimes she misses the grip, the influence, the way you used to chase after her when she pulled away. That emotional hold she once had, that's what she may be craving even more than the relationship itself. And this is what most men don't see. When a woman leaves, it doesn't always mean she stopped caring. It often means she believes she had you figured out completely. Predictable, always available, emotionally invested, even when she stopped earning it. And once that happens, the mystery vanishes. The challenge dissolves. She realizes she can test you, leave you, and you'll still be there if she changes her mind. But when you stop chasing, when you remain silent, when your energy shifts, suddenly, she's no longer in control. Now, the power she once held becomes the very thing she misses. Not the bond, not the intimacy, the control. Because, let's be honest, losing that emotional dominance over a man who once gave her everything, that shakes her. That's when the breadcrumbs begin. The casual hey messages, the subtle compliments, the little hooks. Just enough to see if you'll take the bait. And if you do, if you respond with excitement, longing, or desperation, she regains control. You're back under her thumb. That's why you need to read beyond her words. She may say she misses you, but what she might really miss is the dynamic, the emotional leverage, the certainty that she had you exactly where she wanted you. So pause. Ask yourself, has she changed? Or is she just trying to reclaim a position? Is this about reconnection or strategy? Is she being vulnerable or just testing whether you're still available? If you don't ask those questions, you'll fall right back into that same familiar trap. It'll feel like you're getting her back, but in truth, she's reclaiming her power. Because here's something you must understand. A woman who truly respects you doesn't try to control you. So don't mistake her return for rebuilding. Sometimes she's just checking whether she still runs the show. And if you let her, then you're not the man she's coming back for. You're just the man she restarts her cycle with. Third rule, don't celebrate. Stay calm, stay unavailable. The biggest mistake men make when she comes back, acting like they just won a prize. She sends a message, gives you a little attention, and suddenly every rejection seems erased. You feel validated. Your ego kicks in. You start thinking, she finally gets it. But here's the thing, that celebration, that's what kills your value. When you react too quickly, you reveal emotional dependence. You show her that her absence didn't make you stronger, it just made you wait. So now, because she's back, your brain triggers reward mode. You start imagining a future again. You pour out your energy. But what she sees is this, you never moved on. That's not strength, that's stagnation. And women pick up on that immediately. If she sees your whole vibe shift just because she tossed you a little attention, she knows she's still in charge. That's when the games begin again. The hot and cold, the push and pull. She starts wondering if she even needs to try. So here's what you do. Stay calm. Be emotionally neutral. Don't get shaken. Don't let her think she still occupies space in your heart just because she sent one text. Your energy should be composed, measured, maybe even slightly distant. Not rude, just unavailable. Not only with your time, but also with your emotional bandwidth. Don't dive into long conversations. Don't open up too soon. Make her earn that access again. Because if she's genuine, she'll make an effort. If she's not, she'll fade. And that's exactly what you need to see. A woman who truly values you won't walk away again just because you didn't immediately drop everything for her. She'll feel the shift. She'll see that you're no longer the same man. You're not here to throw her a welcome party. You're here to assess, to move slowly, with intention. Because when you remain calm and unavailable, you take control of the pace, you protect your energy, you maintain the mystery. And that shift, that's what rebalances the power. If she genuinely wants a place in your life again, she'll prove it. But if you celebrate too early, you're handing back the keys to the same position she once abandoned and calling it a win. That's not power, that's surrender. Here's the continuation of your paraphrase script, staying true to your tone, structure, and style. Fourth, test her intentions without saying a word. When a woman comes back after walking away, your first instinct might be to ask her questions. Why now? What changed? Do you still care? But the truth is, you don't need to ask her anything at all. You don't need long talks, explanations, or clarity through conversation. Because women communicate more through behavior than they ever will with words. How she acts now, what she's willing to put in, how consistent she is, that tells you everything you need to know. So don't chase answers. Let her show you who she really is through her actions. Stay calm. Stay emotionally steady. Be present, but not eager. And then observe. If she gets frustrated that she can't reach you as easily, if she pulls back when you stop feeding her validation, or if she tries to rush things without accountability, that's your answer. That's her pattern resurfacing. And that's exactly what you're testing, her response to your new energy. You don't confront, you don't plead, you don't break down. You just shift the energy, you remove the comfort she once had, and you see what happens. If she values the connection, she'll lean in, she'll step up, she'll meet you where you are. But if she came back just to feel wanted again, she'll vanish the second she realizes the old dynamic is gone. That's the test. Because anyone can say, I miss you. Anyone can send a cute message or drop an apology, but only a few will prove it through changed behavior. And if she doesn't show you something different, why would you offer the same access? When you stay silent and composed, You remove her ability to control the narrative. There's nothing for her to play off. No emotional fuel to run on. And in that silence, the truth shows itself. Does she still show up even when she's not getting constant validation? Does she put in effort without expecting praise? Or does she fade when she realizes you're no longer responding the way you used to? This is where most men lose their power. They listen to words and ignore patterns. But if you stay grounded, if you pay attention, her motives will reveal themselves without a single word spoken. No drama, no chasing, just truth. Remember, testing her doesn't make you cold, it makes you wise. You're not punishing her. You're protecting yourself. If she came back for real reasons, she'll respect the new version of you. If not, she'll leave again, and this time you'll be at peace with it. So say nothing. Don't explain, just observe, because her actions will either rebuild the trust or confirm why she lost it to begin with. Fifth, never allow things to fall back into the old dynamic. If she returns and nothing feels different, if the energy, habits, and rhythm all feel the same, then this isn't a second chance, it's just a delay. It's just the same story on pause. And if nothing's truly changed, the breakup is only temporarily avoided. It's going to repeat. This is the trap. She comes back with warmth, she says emotional things, she seems sincere, and suddenly you both fall into the old rhythm. It feels safe, it feels comfortable. But comfort doesn't equal growth. And comfort doesn't erase the reason she left in the first place. Because let's be clear, the breakup didn't happen randomly. Something about that relationship dynamic wasn't working for her. Maybe she lost respect for you. Maybe she felt like she had too much control. Maybe she believed she could find better. Whatever it was real enough for her to walk away. So if you let her return and nothing changes, what you're really doing is saying, I haven't changed either. And nothing kills attraction faster than a man who hasn't evolved. The dynamic must shift, not with arrogance, not with manipulation, but with self-respect, with boundaries, with leadership. That means you don't instantly jump back into constant communication. You don't go back to over-explaining or over-giving. You don't reopen your heart without seeing change from her first. Let's say before, you always texted her first every day. You were always available, always there, even when she gave little in return. Then she left, disappeared, and now she's back. If your instinct is to go right back to being that same version of yourself, she'll know you haven't grown. But if she returns and you now move slower, respond less, stay calm and grounded, she'll notice. She might even say, you seem different. That's the goal. If you were once too available, now you show discipline. If you once ignored your own needs to please her, now you guard your peace. This isn't punishment, it's growth. Because leaving shouldn't be met with comfort. It should be met with accountability. She should be returning to a new man, not the one she walked away from. The man who used to react emotionally is gone. The man who replaces him leads with strength. Let her come back, but make sure what she's returning to is someone evolved. Because if everything feels the same, don't be surprised when she leaves for the exact same reason. Sixth, use her return as the moment to rebuild your frame. When a woman who left decides to come back, most men make the mistake of shifting all the focus onto her. They obsess over what she wants, whether she's serious, and why she's reaching out now. But here's the truth. This moment is not about her. It's about you. Her return gives you a unique opportunity to reestablish your frame, that mental, emotional, and energetic foundation that defines who you are, how you respond, how you lead, and how you set your value, not based on her presence, but grounded in your own self-respect. A man with a solid frame doesn't move just because someone else wants him to. He doesn't abandon his standards, he doesn't fold under pressure. He stays rooted, centered, focused on his purpose, whether people stay or walk away. What most men lose when they get emotionally caught up is exactly that, their frame. They start adjusting, bending their values, avoiding hard conversations, prioritizing her comfort over their truth. And that's when attraction dies, respect disappears. But now, she's back. Maybe curious, maybe unsure, maybe hoping things will just pick up where they left off. Instead of chasing her, now is the time to realign yourself. You stop reacting. You stop fantasizing. You get deliberate. Your energy becomes intentional, and she'll feel it. She may not fully understand what's shifted, but she'll sense it. The emotional pull she used to rely on, it doesn't work anymore. You're not being pulled into her world. She's stepping into yours. That's what it means to rebuild your frame. You're no longer the man who needed her to feel secure. You became stronger in her absence. And now, she is the one who has something to prove. Whether she stays or walks again doesn't matter as much as the fact that you are no longer the man who moves from fear of losing her. You move from purpose. And that is where true power comes from. So don't waste this moment trying to decode her feelings. Use it to strengthen your own identity. Because the man who leads with his frame doesn't beg. He doesn't chase. He doesn't explain. He simply lives by his standard. And the right woman either rises to meet it or watches from the distance as he walks forward without her. Seventh and finally, choose. Closure or comeback. But make that decision on your terms. This is where most men get stuck. She returns, the connection flares up, and suddenly you're waiting on her again. Waiting to see if she's serious. Waiting to hear what she wants. Waiting for a choice that should have always belonged to you. Let me make this crystal clear. You don't need her to decide. You need to decide. Too many men live in emotional limbo, hoping she'll do the right thing, hoping she won't hurt them, again, hoping that this time it's different. But hope without action is weakness. And waiting is not power, it's passivity. Take the wheel back. Ask yourself honestly, do I truly want her back? Or am I just reacting to loneliness? Has anything really changed? Or am I romanticizing the past? Do I want peace? Or am I just trying to prove I was always worth it? Most men avoid these questions. They just take her back because it feels good right now. But that feeling, it fades fast. And if you haven't evolved mentally, you're just stepping back into the same pain, just in new packaging. So take ownership. If you choose closure, close the door with finality. No texting, no checking her socials, no waiting. Just walk away with strength and certainty. If you choose comeback, make sure it's not just a reunion, it's a rebuild. A restart on your terms. With higher standards, with slower moves, with earned access, not instant forgiveness. This is your opportunity to demonstrate growth, to show her, and more importantly yourself, that you're no longer the man she left behind. Because if you fold the second she returns, you didn't evolve. You simply paused. You were just waiting. So choose, not from fear, not from fantasy, but from clarity, purpose, and self-respect. Closure or comeback, that decision belongs to you now. And whichever you choose, let it reflect your growth, not your weakness. So here you are. She walked away. She came back. And now the final decision is yours. But I'll leave you with this, maybe the most controversial truth of all. Her return doesn't always mean regret. Sometimes it just means her other options didn't work out like she hoped they would. That's why you can't take her return as a compliment. It's not a reward. It's a test of who you've become, a test of whether you're still chasing what already failed. And yes, it's hard. That emotional pull is real. I've been there myself. But this is the moment where men either reclaim their power or hand it right back. So here's what I want from you. Drop your story in the comments. Whether she came back, you're still in the waiting phase, or you've chosen strength, put it down below. This space is for real men. Not fake confidence, not bravado, just truth. Because we build power through honesty, not through pretending. No shame, no judgment, just growth. And if this hit you in the chest, if it reminded you of your worth, let me know. Because remember, she left once. Make sure the man she finds, if she ever comes back, isn't the same man who made it so easy to leave. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.